Hey guys, back with another video. Today we're discussing why having a good preseason is not always a good thing. This is in relation to Manchester United's performance over the last few games. And I've seen some fans being calm, understanding that this is only a preseason. Then you have some of the fans who just goes overboard with the performance and what the achievements and goals and everything like that. So I'm going to discuss why it's not a good thing to have a good preseason. You want a good preseason in terms of fitness, everyone getting out of a preseason without any injuries or anything like that. But what you don't want is not to be challenged. You want your system under pressure, you want your defense to be under pressure from the attackers, and you want your forwards to struggle because you need to know the problems before the season starts. Manchester United so far have played 3 games, and all 3 of these games were against subpar teams. Against Liverpool, they played against 3 teams, and none of them were good enough. Against Melbourne, it was Melbourne, and now against Crystal Palace, most of their players are not even on tour because of Australia's COVID vaccine policy. So, the United players have been allowed to play the Erik ten Hag way, which is actually good. Because if you think about it, you want your players to move the ball around, get a clear picture of how we want to play. The problem with that is when you get into the Premier League where the intensity is there, where the teams are full strength, now what? Now what are you going to do? Because your players are used to passing the ball around, moving the ball around without any pressure on them. The defense has been relaxed. They're in the state where they don't fear the opposition as much because they've been playing against second and third string attacks. The same with your forwards. They've been playing against first, second, third tier defenses. So this is not healthy, and this is what I mean when I say a good preseason where you win and you score a lot of goals is not always good, especially if you do not play against teams who are playing some of their most important players. Manchester United have been playing some easy games, and this is in a way to find the Erik ten Hag way, and this is the problem because United's midfield, which is the weakest midfield out of the top 6, have not been under pressure. The players have not been challenged. So when they get into the Premier League, the first game of the season, they're going to have a reality check where these players have the intensity which they did not experience in the preseason. So what are you going to do now? What is Manchester United going to do? Because most of the fans state now that Manchester United don't need certain players because they are performing so well in the preseason. How ridiculous is that? You should judge your team on what they did last season. The holes that were there last season will still be here this season. So you cannot say, oh well, our team performed well in the preseason, so it's all good, all dandy. Manchester United just bought another defender. He's not been tested. And I don't think that he will be a problem. I think he will be good. Because you need to be fast and you need to read the game. That's the only 2 things you need as a defender. Height is a minus, especially if you have another tall centre mid or a central defender, like you will have. United have a few of them, so it's a good balance. And this is one of the things I believe that will hold United back. There is no progression because they can say, oh, we're having 60% possession. You're having 60% possession against Crystal Palace, who you normally beat in the Premier League. But this Crystal Palace is a C team. So now you're playing against a C team Crystal Palace, and you're having possession like 60% possession. It's all good and dandy, but that Crystal Palace team will not be the one in the Premier League. And the same for the other 20 teams. There's like 5 teams where you can say, okay, United is guaranteed to get the maximum points from that. But the other teams, that's not the case. That's not the case. Because United and Liverpool and all the other big 6 teams are playing on different levels. The reason why I'm not getting carried away with Jesus' amazing goal tally at the moment at Arsenal, it's pre-season. Put this into perspective. Look at the movement. Yeah, that's fine. Because movement and the way you read the game has nothing to do with your position. It has to do with the way you play. So This is why I believe that United's pre-season has been too easy, and I think they will suffer in the Premier League this season because of that, and maybe a lack of signings.